Hello everyone, and it's me, Banoffee Pie, here again, and welcome to the last review of the classic series of Thomas and Friends. I'm sure you're all knowing which season I'm talking about. It's season 7. So yeah, um, season 7, which is the last series to have David Mitten as the director of the series of Thomas. I think it was a good closure for David Mitten. Um, some of the episodes were great. They had good ones. Some of them were decent, and some of them were terrible. It was a mixed bag. Um, uh, I there are some episodes which are terrible. Like I'm thinking, like the old bridge. Um, I I kind of see why a bit people kind of hate a bit that episode. Um, I personally don't have anything against it, but I do have to agree that Scarlowe's character was kind of a bit ruined in it. Um, which one is um? I'm trying to think of another one that's a bit bad. Um, there are some episodes that no one has a bit ranted on, but I'm not trying to rant on some of the episodes, but there was one episode in my mind of season 7 made me a bit that made me a bit go like what? Um and that episode was Best Dressed Engine. The reason why is because if you remember in the episode, there's a scene where Gordon gets covered with a banner on the front and it covers his eyes, and so he can't see. And he tells his driver to stop him, but his driver says, "You can't stop Gordon. You're the express." Is that really a reason for him to carry on even when he can't see? It's better to see than to not see, because having stuff covering your eyes is quite dangerous. Especially you don't know if someone's coming, if you're or if you're going to cross a road and the car's going to come crashing into you. That's a bit kind of a low point. However, some episodes were actually good. I don't know about. I don't know for your opinion, but some episodes I can name, like Edward's Brass Band. I actually quite like the developments in it, and even if Edward was a bit damaged, he still wanted to work, even if he wasn't feeling well. It just goes to show that Edward is a good character in general. But I also like Percy Gets It Right, because it teaches us a good lesson to listen to people when they're informing us, and to not believe us is a bad decision. To not believe them is a bad decision. Yeah. Um, I also like Thomas's development in Free Cheers for Thomas, because despite losing the race, he was still willing to be really useful and help the Fat Controller. I also like the introduction of some of the characters. For example, Emily, who is now new in the Steam team. I prefer season 7 Emily than what we had in the new series, like in season 8. I mean, because Emily was such a pain in the bum. Seriously. In series 8. However, in series 7, she had a good introduction, and she feels other engines pain or heartbreak. For example, when Salty and Salty's stormy tale, um, when when Salty was feeling sad because Thomas and Percy were making fun of him, Emily berated them. That was a good development for Emily. And in What's the Matter with Henry, when Emily was worried about Henry, so many people see them as a good couple. I'm not a shipper myself. I can see all the characters in Thomas, who are the engines of course, being single. Yeah, I may trigger the fan base when I say that, but I can't see any Thomas characters in relationship. There are some of the new characters that actually had good potential to continue on with the series, as in the new series and the CGI series, but never returned. For example, Fergus, despite the fact he was a bit annoying by always saying "do it right," which I understand for some characters. However, he doesn't go "do it right" in every episode that he was in. For example, in Salty Stormy Tale, he only had one line, and he helped the lighthouse keeper when generator exploded. Murdoch could have had more good potential after series 7, because he likes peace and quiet, but then at the same time he likes being with friends. Arthur, with his spotless record, of course. But for me, the one who had the most potential was Arthur. Yeah. Because I liked his design and the engine he was based on. I probably might get an Arthur merchandise if I can. But yeah, it's such a shame that some of the characters that were in season 7 never made it back after in the new series and the CGI series. But yeah, Series 7 was a good season to end with David Mitten. There are some good apples and some bad apples in the series. Yeah. All in all, Series 7 is mediocre. A bit here. In the middle. Yeah, so I think I'm done with the review of Season 7, and I'll see you all in the next video. Goodbye!